Have you ever wondered, does living alone in old age mean living in loneliness? One study shows that those who live alone for too long have more than double the risk of memory loss and declining health. But all of that can change with just a few small daily habits. And if you're thinking it's too late for me to start over, then this video might just change the way you view aging forever. Have you ever woken up early in the morning in a silent house? No more footsteps of loved ones. No more giggles from children running around. Just the ticking of the clock and the soft light seeping through the window. You sit up and make yourself a warm cup of coffee or tea. Everything goes on as usual, but then in a fleeting moment, you ask yourself, have I gotten used to this silence yet? It's not exactly sadness, but it's a quiet emptiness, just enough to make the heart feel heavy. In the US, millions of people over the age of 65 live alone. And this isn't just a number in a report. It's a living, breathing reality that many face every single day. Some days are peaceful, but on other days, the emptiness feels very real, very close. And then the bigger question begins to surface. Does living alone automatically mean feeling lonely, or is it still possible to live alone and yet feel strong, joyful, and fulfilled? Today, I invite you to explore that question with me. In this video, we'll take a closer look at why living alone in old age presents so many unique challenges, and more importantly, how to overcome those challenges so that each day still feels meaningful, light, and whole. Because living alone does not mean being left behind. It might just be the beginning of a new chapter, one where you understand yourself better, take better care of your needs, and fully embrace every moment. Let's begin. In America, more and more seniors are living alone. According to the latest statistics, around 27% of women over age 65 now live by themselves with no spouse, no family member in the home. And that number is still growing every year as the baby boomer generation ages into their later years. At first glance, it might not seem alarming, but behind this independence lies a set of challenges that many don't often talk about. First, the emotional and mental toll. Chronic loneliness doesn't just make you feel low, it can lead to depression, insomnia, and even memory loss over time. Many older adults find themselves feeling sad for no clear reason. They begin to speak less, lose interest in things they used to enjoy without realizing it's because they're missing real human connection. Second, the physical risks. Living alone means a higher risk of falls, strokes, or accidents at home with no one there to help in time. It also often leads to poor eating habits, a lack of motivation to exercise, and a gradual decline in physical health. But perhaps the greatest challenge lies in the silent fears that few people ever dare to talk about. The fear of falling ill one day with no one knowing. The fear of passing away quietly with no one there to notice. The fear of slowly being forgotten, not being a part of your loved ones' lives anymore. All of these make living alone in old age a difficult journey, not just physically, but emotionally. But you know what? It's not impossible, because there's one powerful truth that many have forgotten. Living alone does not mean being lonely. And that brings us to the next part. There's a common misunderstanding that many people still carry: living alone equals being lonely. But in reality, those two things are very different. You can live alone in a small, quiet house, yet still feel connected, still feel cared for, still find reasons to smile every day. And if you do, then you are not lonely at all. On the other hand, there are people who live in a full house surrounded by family, and yet deep inside they feel a void, because there's no real connection, no genuine sharing. Your mindset makes all the difference. If you see living alone as being left behind, you'll likely feel isolated. But if you view it as an opportunity to know yourself, to take care of your needs, to enjoy peaceful solitude, then your entire experience shifts. Let me share with you the story of Mrs. Ruth, 78 years old, who lives alone in Texas. After her husband passed away, she went through deep depression. But one day she decided to try something she had always dreamed of: painting. From that moment on, every day became a new adventure. She painted, she wrote in her journal, and even joined a local volunteer group. She still lives alone, but she says she has never once felt lonely. She told me something I will never forget. I live alone, but I have never lived quietly. So now that we understand living alone doesn't have to mean being lonely, the next question is, how do you live alone while staying strong, happy, and deeply fulfilled? Here are 7 practical, simple, but powerful strategies you can start today. 1. Build a daily habit of movement. You don't need to go to a gym. You don't need to travel far. Just 15 to 30 minutes of light movement each day can do wonders for both your body and your mind. Here are a few suggestions. Take a peaceful morning walk. Breathe in the fresh air. Listen to the birds. Let nature calm your thoughts. This alone can feel like a form of meditation for your body and soul. If going outside isn't possible, try simple stretching exercises at home with gentle movements for your arms, legs, neck, and spine. They help improve blood circulation and keep your joints flexible. Even a little movement done consistently keeps your body more resilient and lifts your spirits more than you might expect. You can also watch a gentle yoga video designed specifically for seniors. It's safe, easy to follow, and can be done right in your living room. The more regularly you move, the more you reduce your risk of falls, joint pain, and especially that lingering feeling of fatigue or boredom. 2. Maintain healthy and regular eating habits. Living alone sometimes makes it easy to eat carelessly. A packet of instant noodles, a slice of bread, or maybe skipping meals altogether. And before you know it, your health slowly starts to decline. The solution: create a simple weekly meal plan. Stock up on fresh, easy-to-cook ingredients like leafy greens, fish, eggs, and beans. Cook 2-3 dishes in advance, divide them into portions, and keep them in the fridge. When it's mealtime, simply reheat and enjoy. Here are a few nutritious and easy meal ideas. Oatmeal with milk and fruit, pumpkin soup or vegetable stew with chicken, steamed fish with boiled vegetables, and a bit of brown rice. Try to think of each meal as a love letter to your body. Eating enough and eating well is one of the most powerful ways to stay energized, healthy, and independent for years to come. 3. Stay socially connected, even with just one call. You don't need to meet people in person every day, but staying connected is incredibly important. Start a simple habit of regular phone calls. Monday, call your grandchild. Wednesday, check in with an old friend. Weekend, chat with a sibling who lives far away. Even just 10 minutes of conversation, laughter, and warm connection can brighten your entire day. More ideas. If you use a smartphone, try joining a senior group on Facebook or Zoom. Many online communities host book clubs, yoga sessions, or life-sharing circles right from the comfort of your home. Connection is the soul's vitamin. Don't let yourself go too long without it. 4. Join a community or find meaningful activities. One of the most powerful ways to heal when living alone is to give. Join a book club where you can read and discuss inspiring stories. Try a painting class, craft workshop, or mindful meditation session made for older adults. Volunteer at your church or help care for plants at a nearby park. Let me share the story of Mrs. Helen, 82 years old, from Oregon. Every week she walks to her local church to help set up chairs and prepare sandwiches for group gatherings. She once said, next part of her quote will be included: "Once you provide it, I feel like I'm still useful, and that makes me feel young again." You are never too old to make a difference in your community. 5. Take care of your mental and emotional health. One of the most commonly neglected areas when living alone is your emotional well-being. But healing doesn't have to be complicated. It can start with small, simple things. Write a short journal entry each night, just a few lines about what you're grateful for today. Play soft meditation music while you're cooking or getting ready for bed. Read a positive book passage or a meaningful quote to nourish your spirit. Sometimes all it takes is a few quiet minutes, eyes closed, focused on your breath, and just like that, you're already healing yourself. 6. Be proactive about your health care. Don't wait until you feel sick to see a doctor. When living alone, it's even more important to be proactive about your health. Schedule a full health checkup every 6 to 12 months. If you have chronic conditions, use a blood pressure monitor, heart rate tracker, or glucose meter at home and keep a log of the results. Always have a list of your current medications, your doctor's contact information, emergency contacts, so you're prepared in case something unexpected happens. Taking charge of your health today is a way of protecting your future. 7. Nurture a new hobby. There's a hidden blessing in living alone. You have the gift of time for yourself. So why not use that time to do something you love, or even try something you've never done before? Painting, gardening, writing memoirs, playing an instrument, knitting, or maybe learn a new skill on YouTube like baking, floral arranging, or mindful meditation. When you have something to look forward to each day, your days no longer feel quiet or empty. They become rich with meaning. You see, living alone doesn't mean living without. You can still live well, live joyfully, and live fully if you know how to love yourself, stay connected, and nourish your spirit. And you absolutely deserve that. Not just because you're still alive, but because you are truly living. Sometimes the only difference between a dull life and a peaceful one is not the situation itself, but how we choose to see it. You can wait for someone else to come and bring you happiness. But the truth is, no one can be by your side 24/7, and no one will ever understand your emotions better than you. So don't wait for happiness to arrive. Learn how to create it from the little things: a warm cup of tea, a favorite song, a good book. All of these can become pure joy if you allow yourself to enjoy them. Silence isn't emptiness. It can be an opportunity to connect more deeply with yourself. In those quiet moments, you may begin to hear the voice within you, something we often forget in the rush of daily life. Instead of dwelling on what's gone, learn to accept and be grateful for what is. Aging isn't the final chapter. It's a season of harvest lessons, learned memories cherished, and the quiet growth of your soul. I love a quote by author Paulo Coelho: "Solitude is not the absence of love, but its complement. Loneliness is not the lack of love, it's a necessary space for it." Only when we learn to be at peace with ourselves can we truly love others with a heart that is steady, full, and free. And if you ever feel lost or alone, try this. Sit quietly, close your eyes, take one deep mindful breath. Meditation and your breath, they can become your quietest yet strongest companions no matter what life brings. To enjoy life while living alone, you don't need to do anything grand. You simply need to practice a gentle, meaningful routine every day. Morning, wake up early and open the windows to let the sunlight in. Drink a warm glass of water. Meditate or take 5 deep breaths. Go for a light walk around the house or outside. Afternoon, have a nutritious lunch. Call a friend or loved one. Rest and read something light. Evening, take a warm bath. Listen to relaxing music. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Go to bed early, leaving worries behind. Here are 3 small things you should try to do every single day. Call or message one person. Walk for at least 15 minutes. Write down 3 things you're thankful for today. These small habits, when done consistently, can lead to a life filled with peace, clarity, and quality. Dear friend, you may be living alone. Your house may be quiet, but please remember, being alone does not mean being weak. It is a precious chance to come home to yourself deeply and truly. You've spent your whole life caring for others. Now perhaps it's time to live for yourself, to heal, to listen, and to fully embrace the moments that remain. Whether you're 60, 70, or 90, no matter how silent your room may be today, there are still beautiful things waiting for you. Maybe it's a new hobby, maybe a new friend, maybe a new feeling when you look back and say, I can still be happy. And let it start today. With just one small act: call an old friend, step outside and take a deep breath, or look in the mirror and smile at yourself as if to say, I'm doing just fine. If this video speaks to you, tap like, share it with someone who might need to hear this, and don't forget to subscribe so we can keep walking this journey together. Because aging is not the end. It's a journey worth living when you know how to live it.